DaVonn's Journey, a family story with CPWD's Youth Transition Program.
My name is Dina Hall.
Can you just tell us a little bit about your son and why you work with CPWD with him?
So DaVonn is currently 19 years old. He has seizures. There are definitely delays. He's nonverbal. And we met up with a developmental pediatrician at Children's Hospital. And she did some more genetics testing and identified that he has a condition that's called Mowat-Wilson Syndrome. So Mowat-Wilson Syndrome is a genetic disparity on the ZEB-B gene. And so, like I said, it's a very small population in the world who have this condition. Most individuals are nonverbal. They have developmental and intellectual delays. A lot of the ways that they are identified is by the shape of their heads and their bodies. There are about 3% of individuals in the world who have this condition, and this is what we're working with. And so after we found out what we were working with and how we could best support DaVonn, I started advocating for him even harder, and I had language to go behind that at the school to tell them this is what we need. This is his condition. This is what he needs support with. And so while he was in high school at Prairie View High School here in Commerce City, part of their routine towards the last 2 years of school was being visited by Center for People with Disabilities, and they would come in and talk with DaVonn because they're trying to identify maybe some interest and skills that he could possibly use as an adult in the workforce. And so that's how it started. And we've just been together with them even after high school. After he finished high school, we continued on with the Center for People with Disabilities into the Transition Learning Program. And we've been working we started with Isaac, and he was wonderful. And now we've been with Jay, and he's just been extremely wonderful, guiding us into this adult world. Now that we've learned all about the children's world and they've booted us out, now we're working on how do we navigate the adult world with DaVonn and his quirks and his ways of being.
What do you think DaVonn has gotten out of this, working in the Youth Transition Program?
I think DaVonn has received a lot of connection with individuals from high school, because some of his fellow classmates in high school have previously transitioned and are coming in. And so connection with others is big for DaVonn. He likes to be in the room where everyone is at. And so when he gets to see others and interact, that makes his day. And I think that's the biggest piece of the pie. It doesn't matter what they're doing, just as long as he's with others and he's in the room, he's having a good time. He could be about 10 years behind what traditional age identifies as how we should be interacting and walking in the world. So he is kind of at the point where he's understanding that, now it's time for you to start really doing a few things by yourself. He's still getting that. He doesn't, I don't think that he totally understands that what we're doing is to help him to be independent. It's just another form of therapy where mom and dad have kind of taken their hands off a little bit, and we're requiring him to do more. I do see that that teenage kind of spirit of I want to do this by myself. I don't necessarily know how to do all these things, but I'll give it a go.
So can you tell me a little bit about DaVonn? Like what is some of his passions? What is he like? You know, what's his personality like?
DaVonn's a really laid back kid. He usually is, I'd say laid back, but then in the same sentence, I'm going to say he's all over the place. So he really is, once he gets into his groove, he's good, and he never has to be bothered by anybody. And so his groove is listening to Black Eyed Peas. We've been listening to the same 3 albums since 2010. So he loves all things Black Eyed Peas.
Why did you want to be in this interview today? What was your feeling in your heart as to why you wanted to use your voice?
Oh, I wanted to be in this interview today because as we walk in this adult world, there's not enough information out there. And the word is really not out there that these services are afforded to us, and it's helpful to us. There are I feel a lot of parents, after you've navigated that child world, the children's world, you're exhausted. You're exhausted, and you've done everything you possibly can to help your little one. And now they're telling you got to do something new, and you have absolutely no idea which way to go. And I feel like there should be more information out there through the high schools. I'm just thankful that his teachers and his high school actually were doing this, because I had no idea about it. Start working on what does it look like to be independent, because I know for my husband and I, we're not ready to let DaVonn go. You know, as far as be more independent, we're not there yet. And we recognize that we'll have to get there one day. And it's one step at a time. But I feel like this is helpful in us, like biting off little bites at a time and saying, okay, helping parents and caregivers understand like what's coming ahead, because we're not really thinking about that until you're there, because you're really focused on what are we doing today, you know?
So this transition program is just as much for you as it is for DaVonn, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, exactly. And it's really giving us an opportunity. I would tell other parents that the Center for People with Disabilities is an organization that they have to at least consider talking with someone to voice their concerns and what it is that they are looking for their children. Because I didn't know before connecting with the organization really what was available and what was out there. The very first question was, what can we do for you? And I'm like, I do not know. I don't know. And so then it was like, okay, do you have this? Are you connected with this? No, I didn't know that. How do I do that? Okay, so this is how we're going to go about doing, these things. And now these things make sense. And so this helps really frame and put things in place that we really need to know about. I just say thank you. I thank you. I thank you for going to the high school. I feel like that's the beginning of the concern that things are changing. And even though I didn't really understand like what was happening, as far as like your role there with the students, just hanging in there and then learning more about what is offered. I think it's really necessary. I get frustrated because I feel like sometimes the world doesn't really look at our kids and want to be very helpful to them. And so we have to work really hard to try to find out things. And so having you come to the school and talk with our students and work with the teachers is extremely helpful because, like I said, we're overwhelmed and we have no idea what we're supposed to be doing. And so if someone comes in and helps us and kind of guides us, this might be an avenue you want to look into. It's wonderful because I don't think I would be doing these things that I'm doing for DaVonn if it had not been for the relationship with Jay and Isaac and your organization. So thank you. Keep going to the schools. Keep going.